My name is Yakubu Ngam from Sot, Gyel-Jos South, Plateau State in Nigeria. I have been a youth leader for a long time. Right from 2004, I was a youth leader in Sot, a ward in Gyel. Around 2013-14 to 15, I was the youth leader of Gyel. That's the BYM, Birom Youth Molders Association. After which I left the office, I later come back as a caretaker chairman also of that same organization, the BYM of Gyel. And at that time, I also, during my period, I was the one that, bring the unity between the Gyel community and the Bukuru community, to bring them together as Gyel is concerned, because Bukuru is part of Gyel, and because the Bukuru side is more dominated of the Muslim or the Hausas, and as at that time was the moment I used to bring us, to integrate us together, since this crisis has affected us and we were isolated. And as at that time we came together to see how we can intervene in a lot of conflicts that affected us. The Gyel village is politically has 5 wards. That is Sot ward, Gyel-A, Gyel-B, Bukuru ward, and then the Tanchol ward. Those are the wards in Gyel, where it has a district head with 3 traditional rulers. That's the ward heads, about 3 of them, with other small heads from the district. So that is how it is. I can tell you that what we experienced from the conflict in Jos South or Gyel in particular were not the cause of the problem. The problem emanated from Jos North, which we hear is the spillover that affected us, because mostly whatever happens, it becomes a religious kind of a thing, and then political differences. Those are some of the effects that split from Jos North and affected us here. I must appreciate my community for identifying me as one of the persons to participate in the TOT training by Search for Common Ground, which was held around 2013 at Yelwa Club. That is where I was trained as a TOT participant to see how we can deal with conflict affecting us. And I must tell you that during that time, a lot of modules were treated. The way we understand conflict, the dignity circle, the do no harm, conflict analysis, mediation, and other topics that were treated. And then from there we see that what we learn, really we really achieve from that. As at then, there were leaders from the conflict community, of course, the Muslims, where we come together. In fact, our meeting was like a new conflict again, because our setting was even segregated. But as the meeting, the training continues, in about 2 or 3 days, we came to understand each other. That was where we come up with a group called Plateau Youth for Peace. And then other religious groups that come together, the CAN and the JNI, they also come together. Out of us, most of us that did that training, it was I and other friends of mine, unlike Isa Abubakar, who happens to be my twin, but a Muslim. We came together and said, no, hey, what do we do from this training that we've had, from our understanding of the perception of the conflict? What can we do? This is affecting the youth. What is our benefit? And what can we do to de-escalate it? That was where we formed that group. And since then, we have been working seriously between the Bukuru and the Gyel and other districts, in the way we can deal with this conflict. And as at then, I think for my persistency, I have been in so many districts and other states where we step down those trainings. We know how many people we have stepped down this training for. There are more than 200. And then we have a lot of dialogues. This is the whole where we had some dialogues, the mobile screening by Search for Common Ground and other programs. and for us to educate our people on how we see conflict. And then some of them have understand, though we cannot do away without challenges. They are there, but that is how we have been intervening. And there have been a lot of success stories where we have achieved. Unlike before, you can hardly see a Muslim coming to this community. And then also you can hardly see a Christian going to the Muslim community. But due to the training that we have had, and then the understanding of the people, we can interwoven. That's why you can see a lot of areas you see Christians and Muslims. In fact, if you go to the pulpit, unlike the religious aspect, both the Christians and Muslims, the way they preach was quite inciting. But let me just make an example. I have my own pastor. We used to, when I talk to him about Search for Common Ground, we say, what can Search for Common Ground do? The crisis is global. It's just like Christians and Muslims. And how can we think we can rectify that? I say it's not about a global issue, but it's about us together. But let us listen to what is happening and understand our own perspective. So I think one of the interventions we did, I invited him for a meeting with Search for Common Ground, CSAD. He had a refresher training of religious and stakeholders meeting. Right from then, I think he has changed the mode of his preaching. The way he preached is different from the way he used to because of the understanding of the conflict. I think I was with him. Anything that happens, he will say, why can't you call Search for Common Ground and tell them what is happening so that they have the solution? And I know that it's all about us. And then that is how we've been doing from the pulpit. So also in Bukuru, I think we have similar intervention, which if you see there is Khan and JNI, they are always together. There was a novelty match they played last month between the Christians and Muslims at Bukuru, organized by the Khan and JNI. I really must appreciate my people because they are peace and loving people. I must also appreciate Search for Common Ground. Honestly, before 2013, I wasn't who I am. I was very hostile because it was affecting my religion and me as an individual, even my ethnic group. For you to see a Muslim killing a Christian, it will hurt you as a Christian. It used to baffle me. I used to hate Muslims like everything. But due to that training by Search for Common Ground, I think I have to change my orientation. From the way I look at people, I must look at humanity. And since then, anything I do concerning peace building, I must make sure that there is a Christian and a Muslim, because this is where we always get it wrong. And if we can get it right together, I think things will be better. On some of my programs, I think, let me make an example. You have to be very, very neutral and objective when you are in peace building. Be truthful, be sincere. There is an event that happened. Like I told you, my community is a peaceful community. Some youths, those that are in drugs, lynched on some people some years ago, especially the Muslim community. A Christian was also involved. But this community caught those people that did that act, arrested them in the absence of the security and take them to the security. I was part of that took place, and the vigilante that were here.
So it's from Search?
Yes, it's from Search we got that orientation and that understanding that no, we have to respect humanity. And then, yeah, I think I have a lot of programs I have done on media, and then some of my intervention. I don't know how the UN got to know and get information about me, but I think it's because of all those things that I'm involved in doing. All those trainings everywhere, a lot of places I have gone. And then that is where I was identified by UN. I don't even know, I thought it was a scam. But when I saw it, it was enveloped, I saw it, I took it to the website, saw it, it's true. In fact, I never believed until when I went to Anambra. Charles Soludo was a recipient of that award, the former CBN governor. We were there, we even exchanged our contacts, and I saw it was real. And I said, oh wow, these little things we are doing, this is what it has earned us. It's not about me, it's about the people. Without the people, I can't get this award. And this award is not for me, it's for the people. I will always thump up for Search for Common Ground. That is a family that I will always want to align with. And then on that note, I think I can't receive an award and just go and keep it under my box. I form a group. Without the youths, the nation will not exist. I have a group of youths of about 20 years or above that I just created, and we are just, it's a baby organization we are forming. And the aim of the group is for us, the youth, to look at the future. Religion, if we use religion, is a belief. If we use it as identity, it might destroy us. If we use our ethnic groups as an identity alone, it will destroy us. But let us look at humanity. Now, what do we do? What are we going to do in that organization? We are going to train youth on peace building, to understand conflict. There is political conflict, there is community conflict, there is a lot of conflicts. Over resources also, they are there. Let us understand conflict. The name of the group is Peace Building and Youth Initiative for Positive Future. And then what we are going to do is, we have our children, a lot of young men, young children that are not in school, and we have the universal basic education. Everybody should go to school. We will help for youth to go to school. We will initiate activities that youth will be empowered as an individual. We must not wait for government. We have a lot of things to do on our own. I am a tailor by profession, and I have a responsibility to do as a social responsibility. I have identify a young boy who doesn't have a father, a mother, and he doesn't have any help. I can bring him out of that place, train him. If a young boy wants to learn another trade, that organization will go and meet the Oga. Please, we have somebody that you need to help. How can you be of help to this person that will help our society? I think if we do that, it will help us. And we also help in reinforcement or enforcing education right from primary school, because that is where our security begins to have a breakdown. Once you are not educated, you'll be vulnerable to all sorts of crimes. I think that's the aim of that group.